Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Leoli podcast. And today I have here with me a very special guest, Mr. Anup Shrestha. He's one of our students from our job coaching program, and he has done us extremely proud. He has landed a very good professional job in mechanical engineering. And I bring him on today because I want him to share with you his journey with us and how important it is to get a right mentor to guide you so that you can land your dream jobs. And hopefully by the end of this podcast, I wouldn't say interview because he doesn't like the word interview because that's just too serious for him. Hopefully by the end of this podcast, we can inspire more people and more of them can get the help from Leoli Education. But first of all, Anup, for those who don't know about you, man, can you quickly introduce yourself in maybe 5 to 6 sentences? Who are you? What study have you done? And where do you live at the moment?
So yes, everybody, my name is Anup, and I'm a mechanical engineer from Perth at the moment. I've been in Australia for almost 5 years now. I just moved for almost 2 months ago, and yeah, I did my bachelor in mechanical engineering back in Nepal, and I've been working in coals for almost 5 years. And as soon as I moved to Perth, I was like, this is my high time. Now I have to get into my engineering job and things like that. So this is how I found Leo and his team on LinkedIn. So,
and the rest is history, right? The rest is history. Cool. Now let's walk us back a little bit. So you say you've been here for 5 years, is that right?
Yeah.
So when you came here, did you study here, or what do you do when you first came to Australia?
Yeah, I did my master's in engineering management from Central Queensland University back in Sydney. Yeah, then I had been on my TR. Yeah, my TR was gone, in a fraction of seconds, where I couldn't land my job. Yeah.
So you have the 2 years of 4.5, is that right? 2 years?
That's right.
Yeah, but at that time you couldn't land your dream job in that 2 years.
No.
Cool. And we talk about that. So obviously you told us earlier that you were working in odd jobs, and you say you were working in coals for nearly 5 years. So how does it make you feel when you cannot find a professional job? Like how does it make you feel as an engineer yourself?
Of course, it was like frustrating at times, and I've always been thinking like, because I didn't have like a proper visa. I was always on a student visa, and during my TR I was focused in applying for PR and stuff, and that's why I missed for this professional job. And I was always confused, like if I don't have a visa, like a PR and stuff, I wouldn't get a job. And this is what I came to find out from Leo and his team, that no, this is not true. This is not at all.
Exactly. And that really changed everything for you, isn't it, when you realized that?
That is how I began. Yeah.
Now at that time, when did you start to realize that it is very hard to find a professional job? When did you realize that it is not easy to get a good job in your field?
Back in my TR, I was constantly applying for these engineering jobs, and even though I was not getting it, and then I could, and then I again have to move back to my student visa, and that was my high time when I realized, no, I wouldn't be getting any engineering jobs while I'm in student visa.
Got you. Because you think that even when you were on 4.5, you already cannot get a good job. Like how is it now possible when you're on student visa, right? So that's your logic. Got you. So when you were working in that when you apply, how many jobs do you think you have applied so far? Kind of like before you came to me, roughly how many jobs do you think you have applied?
Hundreds of jobs.
200 to 100, 200?
Yeah, man. I can't think of that now, because there are just too many,
Too many. And what was the usual response you got from the employer when you apply? What usually the case?
unfortunate, all those unfortunate emails, I still pile of them on my right now as well. Yeah.
You still have all of them in your inbox, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So, and how does it make you feel when you keep getting rejected, Anup, like, again and again? Like, do you feel upset? Do you feel disappointed? How does it make you?
Of course, you feel very low. That is like a human nature. To feel low, and that is when I decided, I need to do something. I need to find a way out, and then I began to do my research, and that is how I found you and your team, Leo, on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Because you're like, I cannot keep going like this anymore.
Yeah.
I can't keep going like this. Yeah.
Yeah, I still remember, you were trying to connect to me, and I was like always working, and you were like, oh man.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
busy, man,
So
yeah.
you should tell the viewers that if Leo reach out to you guys should reply to him. Tell them about that.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Because I was trying to help you at that time, but then you kind of ignore me in a way at that time when we first started. You got Leo, whatever.
Yeah, you were reaching out to me constantly, and I was like, I was always at work, and I'm sorry, I'm really sorry for those moments, yeah. But I was always trying to reach you out whenever I had time, and as soon as I found that one of your program is about to start, I enrolled straight away.
Yes. So now, if we have to talk about some of the mistakes you make, I guess there's a lot of mistakes you made when it comes to looking for jobs. And I think you realize that once you join our program. But for the viewers watching this, what do you think were the biggest 3 mistakes you made when it comes to applying for jobs that you didn't know before joining us?
Okay. There are like plenty of mistakes, there is not even a single thing that I think I did, in a correct way, because now I believe, getting a work is not just not about luck. It's just about skill as well. There's a whole thing, in how do you apply for a job. You just don't get one, by luck. That is how I feel at the moment, because there are like certain rules, that you have to apply. You don't really get one, just by clicking apply, while you are in train, while you are at work or something like that. Yeah, that is not going to happen, So yeah. So
is there any other mistakes you make other than just keep applying on the train? Is there anything else, other mistake you make?
And regarding the CV, the cover letter, that has to be tailored, with respect to the difference of that you apply, yeah, that is the other thing that I feel now. And I didn't really know about the thing called cold call before I meet you guys, in person. So I think, yeah, that is one whole different thing, that can change the mindset of the employer. You can even land a job in like in a call. So yeah, that's how I feel.
What happened to you, right? Cool. So because for a lot of viewers watching this, they don't know what is cold call. Like they just like you before, you didn't know this concept. Can you explain to them, the viewers, like what is calling the employer? What does that mean? What is cold call means?
So cold call is like, basically approaching an employer regarding the job, just before applying, like knowing more about the roles and things about the job, just basically you just don't apply for it, and know the different criterias, if you are the successful applicant or not, and what are the other duties you'll be performing at that specific role and things like that. So that you definitely need to know, if you will be the right fit or not. Like you might have like different visa conditions and the skill sets, so one has to know that thing in prior if you are really eligible for that role before applying.
And do you think it helps the employer to know you better, and also you leave a better impression with the employer? Does that help you with that when you call it?
Man, of course, yeah. Without cold call, I don't think no one should be applying job, because sometimes you have a visa condition and they just reject you straight away, you know. So there's no point in applying a job before knowing that situation, because there are like plenty of jobs around there, you know. You just have to find the other one, you know. You just have to call to a different company. So there's no point in applying a job before doing a cold call. That is what I feel now. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And do you think that is something people should learn, like, or do you think they can just pick up the phone and just say random things on the phone, or they should learn?
No, you can't do that, you know. If you doing bad things, I think there will be a time, you know, when they'll block you.
Exactly.
Yeah, because this is not
How important it is to learn it. Like obviously I teach you how to do the cold calling, but how important it is to know what to say, and how important it is that I give you the script. Remember the cold call script I gave you? Is that important to have the script in front of you?
Absolutely, yeah.
So how does it, what does it do to you when you have a script? Like, do you feel more confident?
Of course, it boosts up my confidence, you know. I know what I'm talking about. I know all those conditions before applying. I know who to follow up. I know who I'm addressing, you know, in my cover letter and things like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. So guys, for you guys watching this, you guys might not familiar with the concept of cold call, but cold call is simply like what Anup says, really the act of pick up the phone and reaching out to the employer professionally. The keyword is professionally, because before this program, obviously Anup didn't know what this concept is, but after he called, he start to get known by the employer. He start to establish a relation with the employer. And that is how he set himself apart from the rest. Do you agree with me that there's a lot of competition out there? And if you don't call the employer, you actually kind of get left behind. Do you agree with me on that?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Too many applicants, yeah?
Oh, just too many, man.
Too many. You know it. You went through the whole drill, so you know it. How about follow-up, Anup? How important is follow-up? Do you agree follow-up is important?
Oh, man. Yeah, because before this, you know, I was just trying, you know, just clicking apply, and you know, I was just waiting for a lot. I've been doing that for I think almost a year now. So I know what should I say, you know, in following up. Like for now, after this program, I've been following up this same employer for at least 5 times. Not everyone, but yes, to someone, you know. And even though you are rejected for that post, you know, there is always a chance they will keep you in their, you know, in the data, and some might say, and this happened to me as well. They were like, you know, the another program will, the another vacancy will be in like 2 months from now. I'll definitely keep in touch with you, like that, you know. Even though there is a rejection, there is always chance, you know, we can ask for referrals and things like that. Yeah. So that is not just the end, you know, for even if you get rejected. And now I know how serious a cold call can be, you know, in landing.
And obviously, you told me before that before this program, when you apply, after you apply, you just sit there and wait. You never really follow up or anything like that. But then after this program, you know that you have to keep following up, and every time you need to do different things, isn't it? You need to say different things.
Like even if I do the follow up for the first time, you know, I can hardly say, you know, what is ongoing with my application, but I don't really know what do I say in the second time or even the third time, no, because I can't keep saying you know, the same thing. They will of course they're a busy person, and they might, you know, block you again. On that.
But in our program, I teach you to say different things. I give you the plan, like 60-day follow-up plan. Every time you say different things. And that way, it's really not annoying the employer, but really impressing them, right? Sounds good. Now, for the viewers, I think there are few people who might misunderstand that they think that you have lots of local experience. That's why you got the job. Can you tell them that, do you have many years of experience locally?
Local experience, I just had one, you know, that was like an internship experience back in Sydney. So apart from that, I didn't have any local experience. So based on, and with regards to this experience, I was always like, if I don't have one, how do I get a graduate engineer job? You know, even though the employers say that this is a graduate role and they will be seeking some sort of experience for like 2 to 3 years, and I don't know how that is going to happen. But from this program, what I realized was experience is not just about the jobs. Like you do locally, you can count your internship, you can count your project and stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
like,
and by knowing that, you feel more confident in yourself.
Yeah. So at first I was like, oh, I just have an internship experience, but when I started together my previous internship experience back in my home country, some project experience, when I started together that, I was like, I had experience of almost more than 1 year, and I was like, wow.
Where does that 1 year come from?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And apart from that, every time we talk about the odd jobs, and there is something called transferable skill. If you can definitely mention that in your CV or resume, that will obviously be a plus point, because there is always learning in every job, be it like leading with the team, communicating with the team. Those are like transferable skills that I think we can actually mention in the CV as well.
Oh, absolutely. So probably the last 3 questions is this, Anup. So for those who are curious, how do you get this role? Like what was the miracle? Just not in too much detail, but in a general details. How do you get these positions in Perth? Can you walk everyone through the process?
So I just pick up the phone, and this all started from the thing called cold call again. So just did a random phone call, and I think the rest is just history. But in between, like I just started my phone. I just picked up my phone, gave a random call, through a cold call script. Had a chat. Luckily, I got to have a chat with the owner of the company, and he was like, the job was not advertised at all, and he was actually like, oh, we are actually sort of this position, and I'd like to meet you in person. Then for a week or so, he was really busy, and I kept on waiting, but in the meantime, I just followed up with him as well, but I was not getting any response at all. I tried messages, LinkedIn, and things like that, but then one day I just made my mind, and I just walked in. So this is another thing called walk-in that I have never done in my life before. So when I did walk in, and he was like, he was absolutely amazed, like, how come you happen to be here? And he was like very busy. So, and on that day, I had just few conversation with him, and then I was later scheduled for a meeting for the other day, and yeah.
Got you. So he was very impressed when you walk in, and when you see him in person, he was like, oh wow, this guy really wants it, right? Exactly. So guys, this is another concept that I teach in our program, which is called walking in. Walking in is really about follow through, not just depend on the phone, not just depend on messaging or emailing. You guys have to also walk in as well. And obviously, in the beginning, do you remember in the beginning when you start walking in, you also feel a bit nervous and a bit, do you feel like that in the beginning?
Yeah, you feel like you are some sort of salesperson or something like that, you might, yeah.
But exactly.
But actually,
so it's a bit of scared a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, and through your script that helped me a lot. Yeah, I'll be honest. Yeah.
Because you know what to say now. Like when you walk in, you know what to say now. You not just go in and say, "Hey, I'm here." Well, then they just ask you to get out of here, right?
Even if I don't, if I don't find like HR or someone, there is always someone I should be looking up to, because not everyone is busy, and you'll always have to insist, for looking up to somebody, even if though it's admin or most of the times, but you still have to insist, keep on insisting. Yeah.
Exactly. And I guess that was another thing that you learned from our program, right? Is the ability to insist, isn't it? Because before, I think not just you, I think a lot of students, they give up very easily. Do you agree with me on that? They try a few times, doesn't work, and then thank you, bye-bye. But one thing I'll teach you is that you need to insist. You never give up. You need to keep pushing. Do you think that helps you a lot when I teach you all these things? Is that change your mindset?
Yeah, that is why I'm here now.
Good stuff. So tell them about the interview as well. Anup. Tell them about how I prepare you, what to do in an interview, and how does that impress the employer. Tell them about that. All the gifts, remember the hard copies, the gifts, and all that.
Yeah. So this interview, because this was not an advertised job, and I didn't really know, all those things what were really going into the company. So as the team, Leo and his team, they suggested me, to go to the prior research what the companies are doing through their website and stuff like that. Carry your additional things like academics, even the portfolio, not to forget about that thing. So yeah, and the least thing that I could do was taking a gift card and even some sweets, just being thankful for the time that they have given to me. So yeah, so using these things.
And does that make a lot of difference? Does that make a lot of difference?
Of course, yeah. Because I've been in some interviews and one of them was like, "Oh, this is the best thing that anyone has ever done to me now." Yeah, yeah. I'll be honest with you, Leo, because in the former interview that I had with one of the company, because he could not actually give me that job. I think the job was handed over through the referral. That's what I think. I don't really know what happened there, but what he did to me was like, he offered me the other role in the company, which was not related to engineering, but that's what I think, the difference, that the gift, the gestures and all those, it helped me. He at least offered me a different role in the company.
Wow, absolutely, and obviously, this wouldn't happen if you did not prepare well for the interview, right?
Yeah,
and all the questions that I prepare you, remember all those, right? It's super powerful. Yeah, remember that? From a scale from 1 to 10, yeah, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
So that's really good stuff. Okay. So probably last question, Anup, is for those who's watching this, and some of them they are considered they might considering doing the professional year. Have you heard of this thing called PY, professional year?
What do you mean, man? I did that for myself.
Oh, so tell them about the difference between the PY and our program. Do you think it's different or the same?
So PY is like, engaging for a year or so, and investing like huge amount of money in that one.
How much you pay for them for the PY at that time?
I paid like 15 grand for that thing. And this thing, if you go to high, I think you have different package ranging from almost 1,500 to almost five grand or so. So the highest amount of your package is almost like one third of the PY. So yeah, and this is like a real based program, where you will get mentor, on one-to-one basis. And trust me, I know with PY there might be you'll be landing an internship or so, but through this program you'll definitely land a job. Yeah.
Wow, thank you. And do you feel that the values we offer is a lot more than the PY, a lot more values?
Of course, man, that PY is all about doing, all those assignment and no, I can't say anything here. But yeah, I should be honest with you, that will obviously give you like 5 points for PI, because everyone is going through the same. Yeah. But this is the thing, that can land you a job. And if there is a job, one can always get a PR.
Exactly. Guys, I'm not sure you guys heard what he said clearly. What he meant was job nowadays is very important. Is that without a good job nowadays, it's very hard for you to get a permanent residency or get a state nomination. It's extremely hard. And it's not just about that. Even not just talking about PR, even for the career development, you guys need to have a good job. Do you agree with me that, let's just say, if you got your PR and if you're still driving Uber or working coast, that wouldn't make you happy anyway. Do you agree with me on that?
Yeah.
It wouldn't make it much.
Of
Yeah,
course
because you want to work in your field.
not.
So I think a lot of people misunderstand this. And tell me if I'm wrong. A lot of people, they think, oh, I just need to get a PR and I'm done. And the rest of my life is beautiful. But that is not the case. Do you agree with me on that? That's just not the case.
It's not the case. So what I feel is, if you really want to get, feel in your job, despite any circumstance, be it visa, you don't have any work experience. Yeah, I think, yeah, those are just excuses for now. That's what I used to believe before this program. Yeah, because I've been in this program for almost 1 month or hardly 1.5 months. Yeah, that was my prior belief because I've been through the same. But my mindset is totally changed now. PR, like student visa, lack of work experience, those are like some excuses for, because I didn't have any of them. Despite of that, I'm here landing a job now. Yeah.
Beautiful. Last question, Anu. For those who's watching this and they are considering to join our program, what would you say to them? Would you recommend them to join us? And if yes, what would be the 2 or 3 reasons why they should invest in our program?
Mostly, I think if I'm not wrong, I think I saw some of your discount plans, starting next year. No,
not discount, going up.
Oh, it's going up. I'm sorry of that.
I never discount, Anu. Always go up.
Oh, it's going up. Then
Yeah.
it's high time you should grab one, before going up. It goes up.
Because Leo never discount, because we never discount, Anu, in our company. We only go up. That's what we do.
Okay. So then why do we enroll after the program is like getting higher? One has to enroll now straight away, because why would anyone pay more bucks?
Exactly. But why do you think they should invest? Why do you think they should join us? Yeah, to get a job. Why?
This is for what I feel is this is by far the best investment that I've done to myself for now. So
wow, thanks. And why would you say that? Why do you think it is really useful for you? And why do you think they would benefit others too?
Because if you want job and you can just sit there and just hope for it. You have to either you have to be extremely competitive, or you need to have some sort of experience. If you don't have any, of course there's so many guide programs out there, but being enrolled in your case is like where I found this is like that thing that really helped me out, because the team because not only Leo because the team like Erin and other, they're really professional. They always reach out to you. So yeah, the team is extremely professional. They know what they are doing. Not only
and
Leo,
we chase you down, actually, not just we chase you.
They hunt you down. You can't even sleep at times, because I'm in Perth at the moment. Yeah, there was like time difference, and he used to ring me like sometimes 6 in the morning. I was still sleeping, and I was like, oh, I'm still sleeping down there.
Because we want good things for you. I know that's why we do.
They will hunt you down, man. Seriously, because but for a month or two, you will be like chased down in every single way.
But it pays off well for you, I know. So,
Yeah.
And it's not just you. As you you saw our success, our other students as well. That lots of students from our program got the job too. So you are one of many of them. So I'm really glad that you got this role. I hope this is just the beginning, and I hope you will give it your best, as we mentioned. Keep growing, keep drafting your skill, keep brushing up your skills, keep improving your skills. What would you do, by the way? Last question. What would you do in this new role? Like, what kind of duties they would like you to do, for those who are curious?
At the moment, I'll be drafting all those infrastructure pipeline projects. But this company is so huge, there might be other scope in the future. So not only just drafting, I might be doing other QA/QC, continuous improvement, or even some project management tasks. So
wow.
Now I won't be limited just to one roles.
And it's good for you, because then you can grow. You can grow into the company, right? And it's not easy to find a company like this. That it's very tough. So I make sure you make most use of it, Anup. Yeah, be your best, and please help me to tell more of your friends about us, Anup, so we can help them. Because you know that there's a lot of people around there are still working in Coles, Woolies, 7-Eleven, taxi, right? Even though they have an engineering degree.
Yeah.
And that is a waste of talent, right? Such a waste of talent. No problem, my friend. Congratulations again. And I hope you will stay in touch. Okay, Anup?
Yeah. Thank you, Leo, and your team.
Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining us today, huh? We take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.